Okay, this is absolutely amazing. You will not believe this, but this Hurricane Julio, which just passed Hawaii a few days ago, does not exist anymore, even though it's still shown on the satellite maps, at least the visible satellite map for goes west. It's unbelievable that they have completely destroyed this hurricane, or it was a tropical depression, and yet it's absolutely still on one of the satellite maps, but the other three, infrared, shortwave infrared, longwave infrared, and water vapor, it's gone. Okay, now this is August 13th, and here you can see the Hurricane Julio. Everything looks pretty normal. Let me zoom in just so everybody can see better. Okay, here's Hawaii. Here's the islands. Here's this thing. And this is back when it was still a tropical depression. Because what you can see here is there's a HAARP ring that forms around it. That's the downburst air. And then after that it starts to break up. So if we look at, okay, picture about 4 hours later, the sun was going down at this point. Now let me show you what I'm saying here. This dark oval right there, I have to stop it. Okay, back up. This dark oval right here, that's the HAARP downburst, the outflow boundary. It's a smoke ring of dry air. It's a roll cloud. When they press that air down, at the edges it starts to rotate and squeeze out. And that rotational motion propagates outward as a clear air cloud, and it also moves at a certain rate on both sides. And now we'll just step through. Now let me mark where it is. See, it moves again, moves again. And now this air is pressing down on top of this tropical depression, and it is smeared out. It's gone. Let me let that play. There's where it starts over. Okay, so how do I know that this thing is now gone? We'll look at the water vapor mode. Okay, here's the water vapor mode for August 13, Zulu 2100 to 2300. So let me just zoom in a little bit, and we can see this downburst hit it. See, it starts out as a nice hurricane. It still has an eye, and then once the downburst hits it, it breaks up. Now we're going to step through the next about 4 hours each step in water vapor mode. Zoom in. Okay, it's getting more and more disorganized. In fact, I think that would be the HAARP ring there. Okay, so now we step through, and we'll zoom in a little more. This is about 3 hours later. And it's getting more and more broken up. Now here is this morning, or well, actually noon. Now you can see it's really torn up. It's smeared out. It's gone. And now this evening on August 14th, this is over 24 hours after the first attack. And now we can see it's gone. But if we go back to the visible wavelength satellite picture for right now, the same time, here's what it looks like. That's what the visible satellite is showing. Unbelievable. And this is fraud. And why would they go to so much trouble to destroy this Julio tropical depression? I'll tell you why. This is to maintain the California drought. Let me show you the jetstream map. Okay, so this is the jetstream map when Julio was still existing right here. They show it as a little low pressure here. Well, Julio was more than likely to drift up this way, get caught in the jet stream, and then be pushed over to California, bringing drenching rains to Oregon, California, Nevada, all these places where they're buying up the private water rights. Okay, so this is the jet stream at the time that they were they destroyed, that they put the downburst and destroyed Julio. Here it is about 6 hours later. Basically the same thing. And again, 6 hours later. And now notice the satellite maps is showing something here, but they've also got a little blacked out area where their supposed low pressure is. And now is the current time, which is 9 p.m. Central on August 14, and they're just wanting to, we're going to ignore that, sorry. So that's the way they deal with it. Sweep it under the rug, nobody's looking at that. But this thing, if they had not killed it, it would have been pulled by the jet stream, gaining speed, and then it would have brought drenching rains. But see, what they've been doing is when Pacific lows get in this area here, they squash them overnight. And I've made a couple videos on that. Sorry they're not very intelligible, but that's what they're doing. It's getting too hot. People are watching this area, seeing these low pressures magically disappear. That's why they did it all the way out here. And let me go back to this first one. We can tell which HAARP transmitter did it by studying this. It's an actual very clear oval. Whoops. Okay, one more zoom. There we go. Now I'm going to stop it. We'll find where it starts. Okay, you know, it started, it's still a hurricane tropical depression, very concentrated surface low pressure. Still had an eye, but right at this time, they start doing the HAARP downburst. And 30 minutes, an hour later, 90 minutes, 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours. The downburst, the edge of the downburst air, the roll cloud, has finally made it out this far, and now we can see it on the satellite. And this is it right here. And it also continues around down here. So it's an oval, and this long axis of the oval is pointing, guess where? Guess where it's pointing? Okay, well, I missed a little bit. It's Gakona, Alaska. The Gakona transmitter is actually reaching out that far. And I think the way it has to do it is by having heavy chemtrailing about halfway through to act as a reflector. Okay, but yeah, see, here's the oval, and yeah, maybe the oval's more like this. So we'll go up here. Yeah, now we're hitting Gakona. Anyway, that's you know, there is a HAARP transmitter down here on Oahu, but I don't think it's powerful enough. It doesn't have the directivity because it doesn't have enough elements in the array, as in a phased array transmitter. So if we step through again, we see this HAARP downburst ring move out some more. Oh, sorry, we cycled through. I have to go to the next picture to see this. Okay, now you can see that. Here's the oval. It moves. It's moving outward. And, you know, I got to point out, from the jet stream, from the surface winds, there's no way that something should be moving out that way and moving out that way also. So that's what this was going to do. This was going to hang together long enough and go all the way to California and bring a torrential rain. One thing I want to point out, people are going to say, well, it moved over cold water and that's why it died. Let me show you. That's not right. Okay, now here is the supposed, well, this is an image when it was still a tropical depression. So if we sort of measure, here's one Hawaii length, and there's one length, and there's one length. So it's about 1.7 Hawaii lengths. So if we go to the sea surface temperature map, here, measure, here's a Hawaii length, 1 and 1.7. So right in here is where this tropical depression was attacked and was destroyed. This orange color, that's 25.5 centigrade. That's 80 degrees. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's plenty of warmth for a hurricane to keep going. Now, even if it had moved up here, that's only, 75 or so Fahrenheit, so it would still be fine. But we know it was still in this area of hot water and stationary when they decided to kill it. So it was not that it suddenly moved over cooler water and blew itself apart. And we can also see it in shortwave infrared. Let me zoom in. This is very odd because here they have superimposed a ghost image of the fantasy hurricane on top of the regular. This is what it actually is, this white stuff. It's been blown apart and now it's moving to the southwest. But they've still got this fantasy ghost image on here. And that does not exist. Go to long wave infrared. What do we see? Here's when it was still alive. So this is a real image, a real satellite image. And then we go about 4 hours later. I gotta zoom in. Sorry about the flashing screen. I need more video memory. And you can see it clearly blown apart. Now we jump ahead another 4 or 6 hours. Zoom in. Now they've done the same thing. Look, we've got this ghost image, this fantasy image of the same thing in visible light that they're wanting people to believe. The reason that they've got to present it like it's still there is that it died so abruptly. I mean, over a 12-hour period, it went from a strong tropical depression to a bunch of clouds that were blown apart. And this happens so often now, especially as these things are approaching California. So they just changed their tactic, and they thought, well, nobody's watching it. It's out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's going to see this. We're going to just downburst it. And I mean, it seemed like 3 or 4, 5 hours of HAARP downburst, and it was gone. Okay, again, this is later on. Here we see the ghost image, still, same place, and then the real clouds is, it's gone. And this is the latest. This is the current here at 9 p.m. Central, August 14th. Here's the ghost image, still there, and here's the actual, the remnants of the actual Julio tropical depression. It's gone. Okay, so this does not exist in the real world. They just do that to match this guy here on the visible satellite. That's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. This is criminal activity. This is a tiny group of people who are buying up the water rights in California. And by killing low-pressure systems like this, they can keep this California drought going until people beg to pay $3 a gallon. Let me show you the U.S. drought map. And this is for August 5th, 2014. The entire state, the entire growing area of California is an exceptional drought. Exceptional drought. Is because you guys are not getting involved to fix this problem. Now, when I started this YouTube channel back in February 2014, this whole solid panhandle area was exceptional drought. But these videos are a threat to them. I mean, seriously, this stuff, one way or another, is going to see the light of day, and then there will be racketeering charges filed. There will be people going to prison, and hopefully worse than that, because this is an act of genocide. Okay, so one little nobody making videos can make a huge difference for the biosphere of your area. And nobody's doing nothing in California. I know you guys think that you're doing something by complaining and talking about chemtrails, but you're not doing anything. You've got to address what's actually going on. Specifically, the big landowners need to come forward and say what they have done with their water rights. You're going to find a lot of them have made a huge sum of money selling them to some mysterious investment firm. Okay? This is a real embarrassment for these HAARP operators. The fact that this thing on the satellite map doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist, and they're lying to everybody. Oh my God, it's unbelievable that this is a lie. This is a lie, and this is what it really looks like. This is what the satellite map really looks like. Or in long wave infrared also we can see, oops, I guess I want this one. Oh, well, they've got the phantom on here. You know, let me just real quickly look at the surface pressure, just because it shows what a pathetic system this is. Okay, this is when, this is 18 Zulu, 13 August. That's when it truly was still existing. And now we go ahead 6 hours. They're still showing it. We go ahead 6 hours. They're showing it's weakened. It's weakened, but look at the cloud map. It's actually blown out. And now, another 6 hours. They're showing it's still there, but the clouds are gone. You know, that's a real cop-out. How do you have this powerful low pressure like that when all the clouds have been smeared out and blown to the southwest? That's bull. And then the latest map, they're not even going to cover. Let's just blank that out. We don't know what the hell's out there. Let's not show it. Okay, I hope I've made my point here that there's just extreme I mean, if we go from here's a true image in water vapor mode when it was first downbursted, and here's the present in water vapor mode. It's gone. But if we do the same thing in visible mode, here's the early image when it was downbursted, and here is the current image, but it doesn't exist anymore. So this is messing up navigation, weather reports. You know, if you're a ship captain, you're going to look at this and say, oh, we got to go around that, when it doesn't exist anymore. You know, a lot of these Navy or Merchant Marine guys complain that the weather maps, the forecasts are not right anymore. Here's a great example of why these forecasts are not right. Okay, I hope this was helpful to you guys in California, because you've just been screwed. By killing that, you guys get another 2 weeks or a month of drought. Okay? I hope that's helpful to someone. Thanks for watching.